Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, please lead us from unreal to the reality, ignorance to the knowledge, and from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Dear devotees, today, as you know, we are discussing about the Ashtanga Yoga. In the last few classes, last three classes, we tried to discuss about the 5 states of mind and how to master the meditative mind. So, Kshipta, Moodha, Vikshipta, then Ekagra, Nirodha. These are the 5 states of mind. And what are the characteristic features of these 5 states of mind, which every one of us we have got? We discussed. And the first 3 states of mind is natural for all of us, but from that we cannot achieve success to the larger extent. But whereas from the Ekagra, from the concentrated state of mind, we can achieve success either in the spiritual life or even in the materialistic life. Then, if you want to advance in yoga, when I use the word yoga, it is not just yoga asanas. It is not the physical exercises alone. Rather, it is of either uniting with the consciousness or, as Sankhya and Patanjali Yoga says, separating myself from the Prakriti and understanding I am that Purusha or I am that self, that yoga. That yoga is possible only for Ekagra and Niruddha, that is self mastery state. Now, after discussing this, obviously the question will come how to attain that. Many people say, oh, Hinduism and Vedanta, they speak a lot of theory, but hardly they speak about practice. There are no practical manuals. There are no spiritual practices given substantially by which one can attain the goal. I only laugh at them because of their ignorance or limited understanding. Upanishads and other philosophies have spoken about the truth, about the God, about the self, about the world, about the human being in detail, no doubt. But at the same time, they have directly or indirectly, they have given a lot of practices, hints by which one can reach the God, one can attain or one can experience the self, one can experience the consciousness. In this Patanjali Yoga also, there are 3 group of spiritual practices has been given by Patanjali. The first is Abhyasa and Vairagya, which we have discussed in the previous class. What is Abhyasa, practice, and what is Vairagya, what is detachment? And that is for the best spiritual practitioners. And some of us, if we feel, oh, we are not best, we are mediocre, then for such type of spiritual practitioners, the Patanjali said it is for them Kriya Yoga, tapas, austerity, swadhyaya, study, not only scriptural study, self-study, means understanding oneself, and Ishvara Pranidhana, one's offering oneself at the feet of the Lord. These 3 constitutes Kriya Yoga, which is according to Patanjali. So this is for mediocre aspirants. Yoga, Ruda, Aruruksha, the same thing has been discussed in the Gita also. Now, some of us, we may feel, oh, we are not even mediocre. Then what about us? Patanjali says, well, then you practice Ashtanga Yoga. Now, Ashtanga Marga is there in the Buddhism. Similarly, there is called Pancharatnas in Jainism also. Now, all these things are being come out from the Sankhya philosophy. because Sankhya philosophy is the oldest philosophy in India. Even it is older than the Vedanta philosophy. Now, this Ashtanga Yoga is the eight limbs. Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga. So, the eight limbs of yoga. So, who are the beginners? Or who are they feel, oh, they are normal students or ordinary practitioners, they are not achieved much. For such type of people, this Ashtanga Yoga has been prescribed as a spiritual manual, collection of spiritual practices who seek the Lord, who seek the self, who wants to attain emancipation, who wants to get rid of this cycle of birth and death. For all of them, Ashtanga Yoga is prescribed. Patanjali himself says, by the practice of the different parts of yoga, that is Ashtanga Yoga, the impurities being destroyed. Knowledge becomes effulgent up to discrimination, Viveka, Khyati, Atmagnana. So, by practicing Ashtanga Yoga, what happens? You are disciplining your body, you are disciplining your mind, you are disciplining your thought, feelings, emotions. And not only that, you are desisting from the unnecessary practices, and you are indulging in the right practices, in the good practices, so that you get cleansed, you get purified, you will be fit enough to experience the self, to reach the self. Ours is inherent nature. That self is the self, or the Atman, or Brahman, or consciousness is our inherent nature. But because of the impurities, we are unable to understand, unable to experience. So, all this sadhana is what? To remove the impurities, to make ourselves fit to experience the truth, to experience the ultimate truth. Simple example. In Ireland, it's a cloudy day, it was today. Morning, it was cloudy. In between, we had a sun, good sun. Then again, now it is cloudy. Now, sometimes it is cloudy, sometimes it is sunny. So, both times sun is there, yes. But the amount of sunlight we receive and the heat, to certain extent, whatever we receive during sunny time, the same thing we don't receive during cloudy time. Why? Because the sun is covered from the clouds. It doesn't mean that we are not able to see the sun. It doesn't mean sun is not there. Sun is there, but it has been covered from the clouds. When the clouds when the clouds move, when the clouds are removed, or when the clouds move, then we can see sun, we can get sunlight, enough sunlight. So similarly, we are consciousness already, our inherent nature. As Patanjali says, we are Purusha, means again self only. But unfortunately, because of the impurities, we are unable to understand, unable to experience. We all seek peace. We are all seeking contentment. We are all seeking joy. But unfortunately, we are not able to many times. Why? Because of these impurities. Now, this Ashtanga Yoga, one who practices, he becomes fit instrument, or he becomes fit to receive or to experience the peace at all given point of times. Now, kindly note, external situations may not change. You have got some issues or challenges in your house, in the domestic life, that might not change. There might be some challenges in your working place, professional challenges, that might not change. And there are some other problems at different levels, even that might not change. But by practicing Ashtanga Yoga, you will change and you can be happy at all given circumstances. That is the beauty of the spirituality. We are all busy in trying to change the world. We are always busy in trying to change the people, and we all expect the change externally, with others, with situations, with people. But our scriptures are saying time and again, the change should start from yourself. From I am the change. The change should start from within. Then the whole world will change. My perception will change. My understanding will change. My reactions will change. And I will be the change, medium of change. And I will be happiest person in the life. So the change has to start from within. For that, this the spiritual life is sought for. Search for truth or seeker, spiritual seeker, whatever words we may use, all that is what? The change within. For that, we need a map, we need a path. For that, scriptures are giving the path. What is that? It is not mere theoretical or it is not mere hypothetical. The seekers of the truth who have made experiments and reached the truth, such people, such men of wisdom have given, laid out the spiritual manuals for us so that out of compassion and out of mercy they have given for us so that let the people also attain that peace, achieve that peace, whatnot. Now, what is the Ashtanga Yoga? By practicing Ashtanga Yoga, your impurities are destroyed, you attain knowledge, you attain peace, and you get the self-knowledge. Okay, now what are the 8 limbs of yoga, which most of you know, which is very famous one? Yama, Niyama, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Now, one by one, I shall explain regarding this. We will see. Now, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara. The first 5 limbs of yoga is called Bhiranga Sadhana, external spiritual practices. Then dharana, dhyana, samadhi, these 3 are considered as internal spiritual practices. Okay, this is for just for information. Now, what is yama? Yam means to control. So, yama actually it is telling what not to do. What you should not do. You should refrain from something. So, from what you should refrain has been told or described or prescribed in Yama. Yam means to control, to withdraw, or to pull back. For an example, even when we are children, during our infancy stage or even childhood stage, when the fire is there, initially we may not understand, then we go and keep our hand. When it burns, immediately as a reflexive action, our hand goes down, goes back. Even some dust comes, immediately our eyes closes. So, as a mechanical action, my hand is pulling back. Why? To avoid the accident, to avoid the danger. So, similarly, we have to pull back our body and mind, ourselves from many things. Otherwise, there will be spiritually danger. Externally, there may not be any danger, but there will be danger in from the spiritual point of view. Now, let us see from what the author is asking us to pull back so that we can avoid the spiritual accident. So, the Yama, now already 8 limbs of yoga. The first limb is called Yama. In this Yama itself, there are again 5 limbs, 5 limbs or 5 parts which constitutes Yama. What is that Yama? 5 things. One is Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Aparigraha, Brahmacharya. Now, first is Ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-injury or non-killing. Non-injury it is actually. Non-killing, some people translate, but the right translation can be, or the nearest translation can be non-injury. We should not trouble others. We should not cause pain and sorrow with others unnecessarily. No. So, how to understand this? So, himsadibhi nishiddha karmabhya yoginam yamayanti nivartayanti. That's what one of the scriptures says. We should not, create unnecessary pain, sorrow by our action, by our thoughts, by our words, and by our feelings also. Now, simply I slapped someone, simply I kicked someone, that is also himsa. So I should not do that. I should not simply unnecessarily kill someone or beat or push or punch, especially in the name of ragging and all adolescents or youngsters they do either in the colleges or in the society. So that type of creating a pain, creating an injury for others, we should not do at the physical level. It is not only at the physical level, even at the mental level, it should be completely avoided. What do we mean by that? Through thoughts. I may think some ill of someone, That fellow, I want to kick him out. I want to kill him. I want to kick him. I want to punch him. Or he should go down. He should get failure in his life. He should be failed in his exam. He should have so many problems in his life. So such type of evil thoughts about someone should be also shunned, should be abandoned, should be avoided from the as much as possible. Then verbally, I may use harsh words unnecessarily. I may, some people say, oh, I am straightforward. I don't care for anyone. I am very truthful and I am very honest. Yes, very good, right? But that doesn't mean that I have a license to speak whatever it comes to my mind, whatever I think. No. When I'm talking, what impression or what possible feelings are going to create in others or in listeners' mind, we should think. Because we are sincere, we are honest, we are truthful, we are straightforward, we are open, we are what is it, openly open spoken, etc. That doesn't mean that whatever it comes to mind, we should not speak. It is our strength and it is our weakness also. Many times, so while practicing spirituality, while practicing simplicity, while practicing honest and truthfulness, we do such mistakes. No, we should not do. Sri Ramakrishna gives a wonderful example. Now, say there is a, for example, there is a some specially able person. Means he has got some problem, one leg, he has lost his one leg, say, for example, and he's go walking. And you meet him. Now, you are supposed to know or you are interested to know why it happened, how it happened. Oh, how did you lose your leg? By it may be the right, I mean, it is right question, no doubt. You are with full of honesty, you are asking, but that can create pain in him. You should not ask such type of questions. So even, I mean, from your words, we should not injure anyone. You should not trouble anyone. That is what verbally also we should not injure, and emotionally through our feelings. I'm thinking bad about someone, knowingly or unknowingly. That feelings or that emotions is going and hitting someone, and we are creating a bad circle, bad frequency, bad thoughts in this world. Already there are enough, and I am also contributing. So emotionally also, with emotions also, we should not think ill of others. We should not think injuring of others. Because physically I'm not able to do. Mentally I'm thinking that. Mentally I'm thinking that he should be armed or she should be armed. Even that is also not right. So physically, mentally, verbally, emotionally, we should not injure others. We should not trouble others. We should not create any affliction for others. That is what ahimsa. So this is to be practiced. Now, when someone is troubling us, what should we do? If there are small things, petty things, we can just neglect or we can observe and we can withstand it so that we'll become strong. But if they are taking for granted and for no reason, if they are troubling us time and again, then we should try to tell in a good words. If not, then maybe with a strong and with soft tone, strongly we should tell whatever you are doing, you should not do this. Please don't do it. Otherwise, consequences may not be good. And sometimes you may have to use little strongly, stop it, enough, enough is enough. This is a last straw on the camel's back. And still someone is doing with a thing, then probably we may have to answer them in the language which we understand. So our ahimsa, the vow of non-injury, should not be taken as a weakness from others also. That should be also, we should be careful. Sri Ramakrishna gives a very interesting story actually. There was a snake. So the nature of a snake, as you know, it is to bite people. And many people had died. Because of that, in that particular area, people were always fearing, but that is the only path which used to take to another neighboring village. So they used to fear so much because the snake may come and bite and they will die. So one day, one brahmacharin or one monk was just traveling in that particular path. Then the villagers said, please, Venerable sir, please don't go in that particular path because there is a deadly snake, it may bite you. Then the monk laughed and said, never mind, I can take care of. And he was walking, and villagers were, I mean, with the distance, they are watching what will happen. And that snake came to bite, no doubt. But this monk had some special power or a mantra. He chanted some mantra, and the snake came and it fell at his feet. And all villagers were astonished. Then the monk said, "Well, why do you do this? The God has given a poison for you to protect yourself, never mind, but you don't trouble others unnecessarily. Don't trouble others unnecessarily. Don't bite others unnecessarily. That bring evil results for you more and more. So shun away this killing people, biting people and killing. So shun away and lead a good life." The snake was kind enough, good enough to accept this and said yes. And from that day onwards, it stopped biting and it kept quiet. And as we all know that it also eats, frogs or small worms and etc. But the monk's words, it took it so literally. It stopped eating even worms or lizards or any frog or anything. It only started eating some dry leaves or some fruits or something like that. Then slowly, somehow, the villagers came to know that it has become a good. It is not biting anymore, and we are safe. Then people were felt happy, and they started moving in that particular path without any fear. Even if snake is nearing, if at all, if it is nearby, also they never used to. Fearful, and they used to go. But unfortunately, some young adolescent boys or youngsters, they took the advantage of this. One fine day, the snake was just lying near the anthill, and one fellow went and with somehow he caught the snake. Snake didn't do anything, and he circled it. Still, snake didn't do anything. He didn't bite. He didn't hiss anything. Then he got so much courage, and he dashed the snake on the ground. And there was blood oozing, and they played and they troubled the snake, and afterwards they left. And that night, with all that pain, slowly it crawled. Slowly it went, and somehow it managed to stay in the anthill. Once in a while, late evening or night, it used to come, eat whatever is possible, and it used to go. So, as a result, the villagers thought the snake is dead, snake is no more. After a few days or a few months, even the same monk was coming on the day and the direction, and monk wanted to see the snake. Then the villagers said, or the youngster said, "Oh, sir, the snake is no more; it is dead." But this yogi was advanced in his spiritual practices, so he had few powers. He knew that it is not so, and he went and he had given special name for that snake. So by that name, he called. Interestingly, the snake came out and snake paid his respects to the monk. Villagers and the youngsters were also amazed to see the snake, astonished to see the snake. Then it had become thin, and there were some, sores or wounds on the snake. Then the monk asked, "What happened to you? Why is this?" But it has practiced that ahimsa so much so that, along with the compassion and mercy, it had forgotten that the youngsters had troubled. He said, "Oh, nowadays I am not eating any frogs or any meat like meat or worms and etc. So I'm just living on some dry leaves or maybe fallen fruits and etc. So because of eating less food or whatever, I have gone thin, I think. Otherwise, I'm okay." Then the monk said, "No, just because of food, reduced food doesn't happen because you have got some wounds and all. Just you think, and let me know what happened." Then it thought. They said, "Oh, one day, the youngsters or adolescent, they didn't understand what change has come in me and why. They took me and they dashed on the ground. Because of that, some wounds are there. That's okay, no problem." So practicing non-injury and with full of compassion and mercy, the snake even didn't had any enmity towards the youngsters. The monk said, "Fool, I asked you not to bite, but you could have hissed. To self-protection, to protect yourself, you should hiss but not bite. You should have hissed at least without biting." Then the monk said, "You should not do this. For at least for protection, you should show sometimes. You should hiss. You should show yourself your strength so that they will not come and trouble you unnecessarily with the trouble creators or troublemakers." Then the snake accepted the teachings of the monk, his guru, and it started following it. So, because we are practicing injury, we should not trouble us, no doubt. But if someone is coming and troubling unnecessarily us, definitely we should hiss but not bite. That has to be practiced. Now, the second part of Yama is what? Satya. Satya means truth, we all know that. So, what is the definition of this Satya? The Patanjali says, Sarvatha Anrutha Anabhi Bhashanam. Means, see, he's using the Anruta word, not Asatya. Ruta means which is, it's a moral principle, a universal cosmic principle by which takes us directly to God, which takes us directly to the self, to the consciousness. Anruta means which is crooked, which takes us away from the God, which takes us away from the consciousness, from our inherent nature. So practice Rutha is what Satya here. So one is that our real nature, our inherent nature is what? Self or consciousness or the Atman or the child of God or daughter of God. That has to be practiced. That has to be withheld. Apart from that, we should always speak kind words, no doubt, and we should always speak the truth. Now, there are some conditions. For example, this condition or this has been given beautifully by Rama, Lord Rama, to his brother Lakshmana in Ramayana. It is often quoted also. Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, na bruyat, satyam apriyam. Priyancha nanrutam bruyat, yesha dharma sanatana. What is Sanatana Dharma? If you ask, Rama is explaining to Lakshmana, his brother, Satyam bruyat. Speak truth. Priyam bruyat. Speak only pleasant truth. Nabruyat satyam apriyam. Never speak unpleasant truth. Priyancha nanrutam bruyat. Okay, there is a pleasant untruth. What about that? No, you should not speak. So you should speak truth and you should not speak pleasant truth. You should speak only pleasant truth. You should not speak unpleasant truth. And at the same time, you should not speak untruth. And even if it is a pleasantful untruth also, you should not speak. This is what the Sanatana Dharma, according to the Rama's definition. So Satya means speaking the truth, no doubt. It should be pleasant. Sometimes may not be always, no doubt, but at least it should not create unnecessary problem for you and for others. And also, you should not disturb the peace of mind of yours and others. That's what I said again while telling Ahimsa, explaining the non-injury. Some people say, "Oh, we are straight, we are simple and we are straight, we are open and we speak openly. We don't care for anything. Because I'm speaking truth." And they talk anything and everything, and because of that, they create a lot of frictions and a lot of problems for themselves and for others, and pain, etc., etc. That should not be done. That's why he said, "Nabruyat satyam apriyam." Unpleasant truths you should not be told unnecessarily. Maybe sometimes it may be dire necessity, okay, but generally it should be avoided. And Sri Ramakrishna tells, speaking the truth is the greatest austerity in this Kali Yuga. In this present age, if one practices the truth, speaking truth, he reaches the God. He need not to do anything. No other spiritual practice is required. Just if he maintains speaking truth, he can reach God. He can attain God. He can attain even heaven. That is what Sri Ramakrishna says. And he gives one more beautiful definition or commentary how to maintain speaking truth. He said, Man mukh ek karo. Whatever you think, you should speak, and whatever you speak, you should think. But for that, again, conditions apply. Because I'm thinking something, everything should not be spoken, but we have to be, there should be coherence in our thinking and talking. Means I'm thinking about someone is not right, but at the same time speaking, he is right, or you are right. That should not be done. That's what we mean. So probably I'll give a simple example that clears all your questions or confusions, if at all, with you. A sadhu, a monk or a hermit, he was doing his penance, spiritual practices in a forest, in a thatched hut. He was living in a hut. He had a simple living, high thinking. He used to spend his time most of the time in contemplation, studies, meditation, and used to live a very simple life. One day, in front of his hut or in the hut, he was sitting and he was contemplating. Then a traveler came. Traveler came and said, "Sir, thieves are attacking me." Thieves are chasing me, so I am at a danger. Can I take shelter in the thatched hut? He said, fine. So please, sir, please don't tell the thieves that I'm here, otherwise they will kick me or they will kill me. The monk or the hermit said, okay, fine, go ahead. And he gave the ashraya, he gave the place to stay. Then the traveler thanked the hermit and he went inside the thatched hut. And this hermit is sitting outside of the his hut or kutir. Now the thieves came and thieves asked, sir, and they paid their respect and said, sir, did you see any travel in this path? If the hermit had said no, they would have believed him and they would have walked. Now, even that hermit also thought he should say no. But at the same time, he remembered, I should speak the truth. Speaking truth is the greatest austerity. So if I say no, then I'll be lying. Then he was in a fix. He was in a moral dilemma. Whether should I speak truth? If I speak truth, then the traveler's life is a danger. If I say no, then I'll be telling a lie so that I may get deviated from my spiritual path. I may not get heaven or I may not attend Lord, whatever. So there was a moral dilemma in him. He thought for a while. Unfortunately, he took a decision that whatever may be the consequences, I should follow the truth and I should be adherent to the truth and I shall tell the truth. So, thinking this, unfortunately, he said, yes, there is a traveler, I saw him. Yes. Thief said, thank you, sir. But where is he? In a very, very polite language, very good language, they asked. Then he said, well, now you should not do anything. The traveler said, fine. Thief said, yes, sir, definitely. Then the hermit said, yes, because he has asked me, I have given the shelter. He is under my shelter and is inside the kutir hut. He was about to complete the sentence, though these fellows, they assured the word, gave a promise that we will take care of him or whatever, we will not create any harm and all. But unfortunately, before even completing his sentence, they understood what is the situation. They went inside and they dragged the traveler. They took all the money or gold or whatever was their little, and they killed him in front of the hermit and they left. Now, when he saw this, hermit was under shock. He was under rude shock. Like this, many dilemmas we may have to face in our life. If there is a selfishness and because of our weakness, because of our wrong understandings, because for our selfish desires, we should not tell the truth. We should not tell the lie. But to save someone's life, we may speak lie. Even the Dharma Shastras, our scriptures also will allow. To save someone's life for the greater causes, for the greatest good, by telling a lie, it is helping so many people with the right intention. Very extreme cases, it is allowed, but otherwise, we should not speak the truth. Now, we all know that. And for that, what is the way out? The scriptures, Patanjali says, or Vyasa says in the commentary in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, he says, better you should speak less. Because the more and more you keep on chatting and you keep on talking, it will be a lot of loose words keep on coming from us, and unfortunately, we will give false promises. We may speak some things which is not right, which is far away from truth. So we should speak discriminatively. It is not that you should keep quiet, you should keep your mouth shut. No, speak whatever is necessary. Unnecessarily don't talk, waste your time, waste your energy, and that can be one of the reason to tell. Situation may come to tell things in a crooked way or manipulative way to get out from the far from the truths. Even Bhagavata says, Yogasya Pradhamadvaram Vang Nirodhanam. The first stage, the first step for the yoga, a spiritual practice is what? Vang Nirodha, controlling the speech. Unnecessary, too much talkative if you are there, lot of your prana energy goes away. Your mind gets distracted, your mind gets diverted, you will not be able to concentrate, you will not be able to meditate. That doesn't mean that you should keep your mouth shut always. No. So whatever is required, you should speak. Otherwise, keep yourself, observe silence. When the children are there, hey, don't talk, shut your mouth, we say that. So your observe silence means what? Just observe the still. Try to don't talk unnecessarily and try to keep your mind calm, still. I may not be speaking externally, but inside I'm talking with myself. So many thoughts, so many ideas are go on, keep on going. That also can happen. That's why we say observe silence. Observing silence is very, very important. And luxury of the imagination of the worldly things should be given up. And half truth is worse, and untruth should be spoken. Untruth should not be spoken even in the best of motives. That's what the scriptures says. So we should be truthful, we should be honest, and well, we are talking what is the consequences, whether it is required or whether it is not required, and what is my intention, why I'm speaking, why I'm not speaking. All these things should be clear, so that it will help us. Now, when we hear such type of things, we may feel, oh, why we should think all of these things. It all helps our mind. It all helps our life, character, conduct, so that we become fit enough to practice spiritual life, to reach God. It is all disciplining one's own mind. If you're too much talkative, if you're living indisciplined life, definitely one cannot reach God, one cannot reach heaven, one cannot reach the consciousness. So you have to discipline the mind. For that, all these things are required. Now, the third limb of the yama is what? Asteya. Asteya means ashastra purvakam dravyanam partasvikaranam. Means it is asteya means non-stealing. Whatever does not belong to me, I should not think for about it. I should not desire for it. I should not possess about it. For example, you are traveling, or you when you are walking, you saw a bag of the gold or a bag of currencies full, maybe 10,000 euros. Now, the 10,000 euros does not belong to you. The owner of the 10,000 euros is someone else. There may be no one else. You may take and go, no one will come and ask you. Even Gada, police may not come and ask you. It is very safe. Even so, if it is so, you are not supposed to desire for it. You are not supposed to seek for it. If you take it, then you are not practicing asteya. It is like a stealing. It is like theft, even corruption. It is a form of a theft. And cheating people and getting money, having money, either in the business or in other ways, even it is also like stealing. Theft is not only just a robbery or burglary. No, it is someone's money. It belongs to someone's money. By cheating, if you are taking, then that is also stealing. And as I told, by being manipulative, if you are taking away someone's possessions, property, etc., even that is also a form of stealing. And one more, the fine form of stealing is one more is what? Someone has worked and I am taking the credit of it without acknowledging. That is also is considered as stealing. Of one of my friend, of my colleague, or my junior, or my subordinate has worked. Fine, they have to work, no doubt. But somewhere we have to acknowledge. We have to be clear about it. But hiding that, it doesn't mean that you should go on advertise all that. No. Whenever is required, we have to acknowledge it. Otherwise, just someone is doing work, someone has taken all the pain and labor and their work, and without acknowledging, taking all the credits yourself, it is also a form of stealing. Many times people, they do it. So we have to be very careful. So I should not desire for which I am not earned for. I have not labored. I have not worked for it to attain, to get, to earn, to have it. But still I'm desiring and I'm having it. So such type of desire, such type of possessions, everything comes under stealing. Now, asteya means non-stealing. So you should not desire for all of them. Why? So because it makes your mind weak and it keeps you unsafe, and phobia can come, fear can come, existential problem can come. Because when time comes, you will be proven that you are not earned for. You are not earned for. For example, we have seen by telling lies and etc., they get higher positions. But when the reality comes, when there are dire situations comes, then they will not be able to handle it. They will not be able to manage it. So the whole world will understand about us, about our nature. That's where Swami Vivekananda tells beautifully in a Karma Yoga lecture. Whatever you deserve, you get it. Whatever you deserve, you earn it. So I have worked hard and I've got and I'm taking the position, I've occupied that position, then yes, I deserve it and I'll be able to enjoy it and I'll be able to command the position, power, and respect. And if I go in other means, because of the fear, because of the other reasons, people may respect us, but in heart of heart, I will be also knowing that, and others also will be knowing that I am not deserving for this and I am not worth of it. Even I will not be able to enjoy that actually. When you deserve and when you're occupying a place, you'll be able to enjoy a lot. How much ever you may show off externally, but internally, there will be hollowness in me. That's why whatever you earn for, whatever you work for, then earn it and have it and enjoy it, no doubt. But otherwise, you will not be able to enjoy in largely. Otherwise, it is like a stealing. Now, brahmacharya and aparigraha, there are two more limbs of yama. So in the next class, we shall try to discuss yama and niyama. Now, next Friday, we have got a special satsang. Swami Balabhadrananji, Assistant General Secretary of Ramakrishna Merchant Mission, is coming on the Friday. So we are having a special satsang. All are welcome to attend. And Saturday, I'm going to Limerick along with Swamiji. We have got a special event there. And Sunday, 3 to 6 p.m., we have got Nivedita celebrations. So all are welcome. And so Sunday, we'll not have this talk. I mean, on the Ashtanga Yoga. So after 15 days, after 2 weeks, we will have we'll have a class on the Ashtanga Yoga. Thank you. This Thursday we have a class, no doubt.